Good evening, everyone. We are so excited to have creative partner Linda Hansen with us this evening. She's going to be creating a bunch of different exciting things. She posted in the Play to Create group earlier today a cute little frog that she's going to share how she made that. She's going to show you a layout with Placemats 3. She's got the Enjoy the Journey paper crafting kit in front of her as well. So we are expecting a very fun night with Linda and Lee. We have Lee back. We didn't have Lee last time, but Lee's with us. So that's also equally exciting. Linda, if you want to introduce yourself, and we'll wait for some comments to pop up.
Okay, well, I am Linda Hansen from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and my husband Lee here is sitting beside me, as Sonia announced. It's so nice to have him here because he keeps the conversation going. And so anyway, I'm looking forward to playing with you guys tonight. I promised you a while back to have some surprises in some of my lives, and I showed you the Santa Claus out of one of the Whimsy templates, and tonight we're going to do the Froggy one. So, hello, Laura. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Laura. Hi, Lynn. Thanks for joining us. Okay, well, Linda, I am going to let you take over the live. Yeah, we'll let you go for it.
Thank you, Sonia.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I see Trisha's on, and I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. We did, and it was very quiet, relaxed, and we had no snow, so that's the best part.
We have Florida here. We have Darlene.
Grand Rivers, Kentucky.
We sure thinking of you guys in Kentucky. Our hearts are really out there to you.
Yeah, definitely. We went through the derecho a couple of years ago, and it was just unbelievable the damage that can be done. And so we feel for you guys down in Kentucky. So hi, Debbie from Massachusetts. I suppose you guys got a little snow out there. We got about 3 inches on the ground today, and we're supposed to get another inch tomorrow and possibly another storm this weekend. So hi, Kim, and there's Red Poppy and Wendy. Lee's scrolling, so if I miss you, hello. So
Detra from West Kentucky. Our son used to live in Sykeston, Missouri, which is across the river. But again, our hearts with you in California. We were out there recently.
Yeah. Well, we'll tell you in a minute about that one. There's another one from Massachusetts. There's Lisa. Scroll down. Oh, there's Ron.
I see.
Hi, Rhonda. Hey. Gracie's in her kennel, so she's gotten a lot bigger. But we have our son's family here and their puppy doesn't like Gracie because she's so hyper. So, 17 inches of snow. And where are you at, Becca, in North Dakota? Our son lives in Watford City, and he said that they had some snow out there. So
he thought about 6 inches, but I know the Northeast got feet of snow.
So. Hey, scroll down. There's one from Texas. We were just in Texas. Tanya, unreasonably warm Frisco. Oh, love Frisco up by Dallas. Yes. Awesome. So, well, you guys ready to play? So tonight is a show and tell, but I always have to do a little something to show you in person how it's done. So this one, as you guys know, some of you know, we went to, well, first of all, I should say, we are motorhome people. We had a Integra Spire that we had for 7-8 years, something like that. We bought it brand new. And we just actually sold it to the lady who owns a scrapbook store here in town, Stacy, and her family. And they went to Phoenix over Christmas to see her folks. They loved it. But anyway, in lieu of that one, we bought one. We bought another Integra. It's an Anthem 45-foot diesel pusher. And we're thinking of going full time. Lee's got 2 more years yet to work. But we're thinking we don't know if we're going to sell the house here yet or not, but we're going to possibly go full time. And
2 years, 4 months, 6 days.
He's counting them down.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So anyway, I've been saving this paper. This is Enjoy the Journey kit that we got. And I've been saving this for a special trip. And this happened to be the trip that I used it on. This is when we picked up our coach. So I show you the front of this. So Enjoy the Journey. So this was from June of last summer, 21. All right, so I've laid some of the templates out here that I use. As you know, Placemat 3 is going to be highlighted. So I'm going to use it in different ways so you can all get that Placemat 3 out and use it to your heart's desire. All right, so here's the placemat, and it has a 3.5 by 3.5 mini, a 3 by 3, a 4 by 6, and then has this cute little cutout here, and has a little tag right there.
Kind of.
Yep.
A banner maybe.
And a little tag, and then it has these little arrows, little stencil arrows, and then it has these little grooves around, right? Okay, so when I first
Connie says hi.
Hi, Connie. Hi,
Alice
Alice.
says, don't sell the house yet. Haven't seen your scrapbooking room.
Oh gosh.
Well, we got more stuff here that'll go in the motorhome, so maybe we'll have to have you come over and bring the truck.
Guys, you cannot believe I actually have, I know I have a big I have a lot of stuff in my scrapbook room, but in the motorhome, there's usually so much space. Well, in this one, it's actually a walk-in closet, a real walk-in closet. The washer and dryer is on the right, and on the left side is a cabinet just as big as what the washer and dryer in, and that's all going to be for scrapbooking. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay.
So my pants will be going underneath in the bay and in the back of the pickup truck.
And the dog rides on top, right? No.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me go over some of these templates. And if you have any questions, please, please, please ask away. Leo will hopefully catch them all. So we've got our main Placemat 3. And I pulled out the a la carte cactus and the a la carte dart, which were in, hang on a minute, I'll get the name of it, because I always forget the name. I think it's called Let's Stick Together. Yep. So Let's Stick Together, March of 19. Monthly kit. All right. And then I've got Liberty 6, which came from Liberty, which is the United States. And then I've got, this is an a la carte firecracker. It was with the design kits, or no, what am I calling? Hang on. What was it called? Snap frames. Okay, the snap frame. It was like a 4th of July theme, and they had 2 little firecrackers in there, and this is the top of it. So that goes in from the design kits.
And hi, Simra.
And then this one is from Tiny Travel. The little, I call it the 66, or just the route sign, and I put that in the wrong one. And this one, the bigger one, is from Journey. Now, Journey, I don't believe it's still available.
It looks like a U.S. road sign.
Yep, it does. And we traveled a lot.
Put Route 66, right?
I did.
I
did. And then this one is the template from the Easter kit that had the rabbit and the little vine on it. I can't remember what it's called, and I was going to pull it out. I'll get it before the night's over. Okay, so those are those. And then the little flower up here was made with Freedom 4. And this one is the a la carte She Loves Me and Forget Me Not. And these were out of the tribe, my tribe monthly kit. And then I also used the little firecracker again there. Okay, so let me pull this up, get these gone. And then these here are from the monthly kit. Hold on, I got a hold of it here. I've used so many today. It's just been so much fun. Enjoyed the Journey, the one that came with this kit, the paper kit.
And hi to Daisy and Susan Miller Anderson
hi,
from Elizabethton,
Daisy.
Kentucky, and Becky from Washington State.
And this one's from Trailblazer. I know a lot of people that I talked with had trouble because there were so many pieces. The little pieces that go in the middle, they gave them to us
in the kit.
Yeah. But what I did is I just traced this one to make these over here. Okay. So let's see if we can.
You replicated that template on some colored paper.
Yep. So this is a blue, and then these pieces are cut out. I traced them, cut them out,
Hi, Gail and
put
Terry.
them on top. And then I used some little red beads here, some little red beads there, some little red on top of our cactus. And this one here was one of the little cards that came with the kit. This one is also the Freedom that goes up underneath the flower here. Okay, so the placemat, the one that we're highlighting, this one, it already gives you the shapes for your photos. Now I want to tell you, I used a half size bigger. So this is a 4x4, a 3.5 by 3.5, and it calls for 3x3 and a 3.5 by 3.5. So I needed it a little bit bigger. So this is when we picked up when we got there, we got to go see it for the first time. They had a blue carpet and a big blue ribbon on the front. And this was Logan. He was just a doll. He was our service guy, our salesman. And they're from NIRBC. And this was out of the Phoenix, Arizona location. We went and picked it up.
So Terry has a question. Can you still get those little templates?
Which ones? You could
the ones in the folder that you had, I believe.
Some of them are available. What I'll do is after I am done with this, I will post it on the site, on the Play to Create site. And if you want to friend me, I'll post it on my site. I have 2 of them, and it'll be in the community. So, hi, Mindy. And then I can tell you if they are. A lot of the monthly kits, they might still be in the shop available. A lot of these ones that were from early 19 and stuff, I'm not so sure. I'm sorry, I should have looked.
Hello from Arizona. That's where we actually got this, Coach. This is actually was in Surprise, Arizona.
Yep.
Surprise, right?
So, and another thing, so I cut these.
And hi,
Krishna
from Houston.
Awesome.
Houston.
So this is the little cutout right here.
Stacy Woolrab.
Hey, Steve, you know who that is. And then this one here is this one. Okay, so, and then these little lines right there. This is in a navy color. And I want you to take notice of this. So I use the little firecracker on there. Oh, and to answer your question about if they're still available or not, some of us do still have some templates available in some of our old stock. And there is a buy sell on the Kiwi Lane community that you can put out a plea for in search of. Yeah, an APB.
You're looking for it.
Whatever you did. So, but what I wanted to show you on this.
I think, honey, before you get to that, you were starting to answer the question earlier. So when she talked about friending her or whatever on the site, she'll take it when we're all done here. And I know many of you already know it, but she'll provide all the details of the templates she used, any accessories she used, and all those things. And it might take a day to get it posted, but it'll list all those things out like the exact template. So you'll know what to ask for if you don't happen to.
And you can always message me and we'll get you your answers. And if not, we'll call the headquarters and they'll get us the answers. So, but I wanted to show you on this template has the word smile on it. And that's a great thing. I love that they did that, those little letters. But here's what I did. I did miles of smiles. So, because this was just such a happy trip. We took our pickup out and it was loaded. This is our pickup. That's when we hooked it up to the RV. And we just talked the whole way out there. And it was a smiley trip because we just talked and reminisced. And it was a great 1,600 miles.
Or so.
Yep.
And it's just kind of like opening up a new chapter of your life. You know, I mean, all of us go through different things where you close one chapter and you open the next one, and you just look forward to the opportunities and the blessings you're going to get on that new journey. So,
yep. So, I wanted to tell you too that Logan, he says, do you guys like red wine or white wine? We're like,
just wine.
Just wine. So he brought out a bottle and he had printed labels with his picture on it. So it was really cute. So we have his wine. We don't know what it really is, but it's in the refrigerator in the coach. So anyway, I wanted to show you. So these lines, what I did is I took a gold marker, the one I used. It's a metallic marker by American Crafts. And I just went around the template and did that. And with these little ones, I just did the micro pens with the navy one and did that. So, and I did some little doodles, and I'll make sure that you'll see those. It's hard on the video, and I apologize about that, but I love to doodle. You guys know that's my thing.
But they look like sergeant stripes kind of on this over here. But what's nice is you can actually go the opposite direction.
Yes,
and make
you
chevron,
could turn them. Yeah.
Or you could have a set of arrows pointing up, a set of arrows pointing down.
You can layer them. You could layer them right over top. I mean, there's so much you could do with this template. And this is just one thing. I've got some more I got to show you. So anybody got any more questions other than if the templates are available? That I'm going to find out for sure. And you want to make sure you keep checking your email there too.
I have.
Okay. And so the pictures are pretty explanatory. He gave us the keys. What story can we tell? We had to drive to California to sign the last papers. How long was that drive?
Well, to certify it, it was about 2 hours or so.
Yeah. And we had a guy, his name was Bill. He drove us. He went fast in our coach. Really fast. I don't think I've ever driven my coach.
And I'm not sure I've seen as many potholes in the road as I saw on I-10 on this trip. There was a lot of holes in the road.
Yeah, we think some of them went clear to China.
But we went all the way from there and all the way back to almost San Antonio on Route 10 to see some friends.
But all this paper and everything you see, except for the little red dots, all the paper was enjoyed the journey. Okay.
I did have a comment from Darlene. She loves the starburst on the right top.
This? Oh, you want to see what that's made out of? This is made.
I want you to take and just show a little bit of detail.
From the Freedom 4. And then I got to get picked up. Some of them are hard to pick up. And then I layered it with a la carte. She Loves Me. This came out of my tribe. Freedom came out of, I think it's from America the Beautiful. Yes, it came out of America the Beautiful, the Freedom. America the Beautiful, July 19. The Freedom. Okay, so that one and that one. And this one is the a la carte Forget Me Not, which is also out of my tribe. And it's layered like that. And then the firecracker one on top. Sorry, I missed one.
And you can turn those any way you want or orient them.
You guys know me, I love to layer. And then the little firecracker explosion that was in the design kit.
We have a question about the cactus. Is that a template or did you just free?
Nope, the cactus came out of.
You should have brought a real one.
Yeah. Oh, let me find it. Hold on. It's here. It's out of March 19th. Let's Stick Together. It had a cactus and the arrow. What was in that one?
That's kind of cute. Let's stick together.
Yeah, got it. Let's stick together.
Stick together. Huh?
So, and then I just took red gems and put them here. I put one in each corner, one here, here.
Let's take
there.
a second here. Susan Anderson. This is my first time seeing stencils. Do you trace or?
Okay, so that's what we're going to do now, because I know this was just a show and tell, but I really, really wanted to show you how other things you can use the placemat through number 3, 4. There's actually 4 of them, and they're all different in there. And I mean, like totally different, but they work kind of the same way. Okay, so you guys like this one? We're going to close it up.
Susan's from Kentucky, if I remember right, from Elizabethton.
Yep.
And again, I think before you joined, we'd said our hearts are really out to you people in Kentucky.
Right.
There's several of you on. And if there's things we need to do or things that you are aware of that we can donate or help or whatever, please let us know.
Yeah.
And those that are on the call, because you guys really had more than your share of the weather.
Yeah, we went through derecho, and we know. So, and these 66 numbers are from a die that I had here. So you can use any 66 numbers you want.
Cheryl said she loves the placemats. So Laura said it looks wonderful.
Awesome.
And she loves the colors too. So we'll get going from there.
All right. So, of course, it's Christmas time. So I got to do a Christmas layout. I got to do a layout. I'm sorry. And I got this paper. It's called It's from Cartabella. It's Christmas Cheer is the paper that I use throughout this. And I love the Santa and I love the snowflakes.
I don't like snow.
Well, I'm using Santa. How's that?
Okay.
All right. So the paper that I'm using is Cartabella Christmas Cheer. All right. So I have them cut, but I'll show you how it works. All right. So there's the main base. All right. Let me go. Sorry. I hate to reach in front, but I got to get my templates. Okay.
You need to hold something.
I'm just going to find my placemat. Okay. So when you design, the way I did it is probably where most people would do it. You put your photos on, you do your little cutouts, you draw around it. But you know me, I got to think outside the box. So what I did, I love to layer. And I'm looking at this template and I'm thinking, I could use that as a layer. No, wait, I could use that line as a layer. Oh, let's just use all of them, see what we can do. So here's the first one. Make sure I got the right direction. Oh, look at that. Okay, so how Kiwi Lane works is every piece that you see is a template, and you trace them, cut them, and then I ink them with Tim Holtz Vintage Photo Distress ink. Okay. All right, so we've got one down. That's pretty cool. All right, so then I did this one, and this is actually the inside line. Guys, can you see that? You understand so far? So it's this inside of this opening, okay? So I'm looking at this.
And you guys got to let us know. I keep seeing a thing popping up says it's waiting for live video signal ever so often. So
yeah,
could be the grandson on the Xbox or something, but
oh. So anyway, I'm looking at that and I like it, and it's like, okay. It's just not what I want.
Kind of
so
blah,
then
huh?
What I did is I cut the inside one, right? Well, now I cut the outside one.
So she's coming to me and asked for counseling,
yeah,
and suggestions on how to make this thing step it
You
up.
keep thinking that.
Take it from good to great. Come on now. We got to move it along.
Can you guys see that? Can you guys see that? It's just a little bit of glitter. All right. So, but I am going to go back and I think I'm going to cut that inside of the red out. I'll show you how to do that. All right. So then I got my pictures. This is the family who's here tonight. My son and daughter-in-law. These are the two granddaughters. So that's a 4x6. This is what the template said. It was 3.5 by 3.5. And this is a 3x3.
And I am not Santa in this picture.
No.
This was taken up in the Dakotas.
Okay. So we could just stop there and leave it there, right?
No.
No.
You can't do that. That's
No.
too simple.
Nope. How many have ever bought in a doily? I love these. These are like burlap ones. So let's do this. Okay. And then I cut out a tiny tag. I traced it and cut it. This was paper I had that was designed like this. It was embossing paper. But you can take your embossing folders after you have either before or after your template, you've traced it, stick it in and make your own design. I just happen to have this paper. Okay, I'm going to stick that right there. And then this goes here. And then I've got this one. And I've got this one. I'm going to stick here. I like it on top.
You know, Linda, while you're laying it, I was just going to make a little.
Did we get an email?
Yeah, I got an email.
Oh,
I think many of you did too.
Okay, guys, listen.
It's called the Last Chance Sale. And you can, I think most of you probably got an email, but it talks about the opportunity. So, you know, with this new and exciting year that we have on the horizon, 2022, I mean, can you believe it? We've been busy. Kiwi's been taking stock of their current inventory, as well as the new products that they have planned coming up, which are going to be awesome. And the result is they've realized their shop has become crowded. It's like Linda's scrapbook room. There's just not room for anything more.
No sale.
That it's high time to make room for all the new and exciting products 22 will bring to the Kiwi Lane. So it's like us wanting to go full-time on the road someday, RV, and we're going to have to make some room. So with that, with so much love for all of Kiwi Lane's products, it's difficult to say goodbye to any one of them. As Linda said, she's already used things from 19 tonight, from 20, from other older items she has, and some older ones that she has here. But as we embrace and out with the old and in with the new, that's kind of a cliche, isn't it? Out with the old and in with the new mindset. In the last few days of 21, Kiwi's very excited to offer you a last chance. And so that's in capital, as most of you have seen, that last chance to shop for some of those beloved products that are out there we're talking about at amazing prices. I saw 20%, I saw 50% off before they are placed in the Kiwi vault. So this would be kind of like a purgatory, if you will, before they get all the way to the vault, and you'll have an opportunity to get to that. So there was some things they showed of favorites and holidays. So the next time you stroll down the Kiwi lane, you're going to notice a new little corner that's out there. It's on the online shop, and it's called Last Chance. That's where you can go take a look and browse at some of these products. And like the little pieces Linda showed earlier, some of those might be there too, or they might be in other places too. And there will be some incredible discounts, but you just need to go there and take a look at it. And they will be available at these prices while the supplies last. So make sure you visit that soon. That was something that was coming out. I was aware of it. I was going to bring it up, but we had to kind of wait to make sure. Susan has saluted it. And so we're really happy for that. I'm happy to see that they're given a chance. Instead of just saying, well, you can't get that anymore, it went to the vault. It's available. So make sure you check that out. Thought I'd share that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sorry. Didn't mean
no, that's perfectly fine. Yep. So you guys got that? Any questions on all that? Oh, you like all the thank you, Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny likes the textures you're using.
You know me, I love to layer
bling and textures.
Bling. Okay, I hope you guys can see that, because that little bling is just, it is awesome. All right, let's see it. I'm gonna see how I want to do this. I'm just gonna do it.
Do it the right way. That's how we should.
I know. I'm just gonna do a little so I can move it if I have to.
That's pretty wise. That stuff's really sticky.
Yeah. Okay, do I want it to overlap? All right. So that, besides the doily, that is just with your placemat number 3. That's it on those. Isn't that awesome? You can get 3 layers out of that. So
now we did have a question earlier about we had an individual down in Kentucky had not worked with stencils before, yes, or familiar with the product. You just trace them.
Yes, that's I said that. Did you miss that?
No, I heard that, but I thought you should take some time sometime during our time tonight to talk a little bit about, you know, slide, flip, and some of the things.
Oh, you want me to do that? Okay.
And a little bit of how you can cut the inking of the edges. I think that's something, not everybody does that. I think it adds just an extra texture to it.
Yep.
There's a question from Lori.
Yes.
Wants to know, where do you get your dollies from?
The doilies.
I'm sorry, doilies.
I know that our scrapbook store has them. Scrap Mania. She has different colors. I'm trying to think where I got these. I might have got them at a convention, to be honest with you. But like I said, our scrapbook store, she has different colors. And if you just tell her what you need, she can order it for you too. It's not a problem at all.
Christian says the video keeps freezing up. I know Alice said it was coming through fine, but you guys keep us informed if it is, and I'll take a look.
If you have to actually go out and come back in again, and sometimes that helps.
I'll be right back in.
Okay. Sometimes that helps.
And Susan said, thanks, looks easy and fun.
Okay, so there's that. So far, so good. All right. So this is from Tiny Tags. There's a whole bunch of different shapes and sizes in the Tiny Tags. It's one of my favorite template sets. So we're going to pick this up. I'm going to stick that right there. Okay. So here is the tiny tag that I used, 1T for that one. And then in our tiny plants, there's this little one. I use this one a lot. I think I used it on the Santa Claus for his eyebrows on the last one. But I cut out a matte gold, this little, it kind of looks like the corners of the card that they have. I think I can get this one, otherwise I'm gonna have to glue it. I think I'm gonna glue it, guys. That one just does not wanna. And the glue I'm using is a Art Glitter Designer Dries Clear adhesive. This is really great glue. And I have a little added top on top that has a little metal tip, and it has a pin that goes inside. So it always is not clogged. Oh yeah, I guess you get doilies at the dollar store too. Good idea, Bridget. So I'm going to stick this little one right there. And now I took my finger hole punch, and punched a large out of the red glitter, the largest hole. I have 3 different sizes, a large, a medium, and a small. So, and we're just going to put these over top for the little berries. I got 3 for each here. Okay. We'll stick that one right there. Okay, so there's that. And now in the gingerbread, that's a brand new set that we came out with. I'm using gingerbread 2 of 8 and 4 of 8, the little holly and the little Santa glove, the little mitten. If you notice, these have those same kind of lines, so you can layer them, which is super nice. So I cut out a little white fuzzy glove and a little glittery one. Glue these together. My husband abandoned me. Oh, that's all right. He will come back. Okay, so we got the gloves done. And then this is the holly. I did 2 different kinds of green, just some scrap paper that I had. We'll glue those together. Oops, it's right side here. All right, make sure I get the right side. There we go, it was the wrong way. Okay, so there's that one. And then I have 3 little red dots for it. Same thing, the hole punch, red glitter. You could also do the little red gems like I did on the last one, whatever you wanted to do to make it look like holly. This just kind of ties in the red glitter that I have behind the mat. And you see how fast this went, because it's just the mat 3, and then you just add some accessories on top, and it works just perfectly. All right, I want to see where I want to lay this. I think I had it up here. Yep, that's the way I had it. I had to stop and think of how I did it. I had these laid out before this afternoon because we went out to dinner with the grandkids and went to Bandana's barbecue. Haven't had that for a long time. Well, actually haven't had it since they were here last, and that's been last summer. Okay, so here we go. Hi from New Mexico. Was just there, Bonnie. I have to say, it was not Gracie's favorite place to be. She did not like to have to go to the bathroom on the rocks. I have to tell you a cute story about that. So there we go. And look how fast that was. Other than cutting it out, tracing and cutting and inking it, it went together just like really quick. So I highly recommend Placemat number 3. Do you guys like that one? Any questions on that one? Otherwise, we will go to Mr. Froggy. I'll show you how that works. So, all right. Now, the frog template. You guys remember the Santa one? Well, this is what I used right here. When I looked at it, I'm like, that is definitely a frog on a lily pad. And I had to do it. I had to do it for this time. So I'm going to show you how it's made. I haven't put him together. When you saw him, he was just kind of in pieces holding together. All right. So I took my green that I wanted for the lily pad. Now, and the only reason I did this with a lot of layers, I'm going to tell you ahead of time, is because, first of all, this paper is not as thick as some of the cardstock. Kiwi Lane makes excellent cardstock, but this is some older stuff, so it's a lot thinner. Plus, I wanted to be able to pop it up. So this one is exactly the template. So I traced it with a pencil and cut it out with my Tim Holtz scissors. Okay. Then layer number 2. layer number 2 is a different shade of green. And it's actually, turn over so you can see it. That's how I did it there. So I went down and I just squared it off. So we're going to put that on. Yeah, who would have thought adding the doilies on there just gives it an extra little layer and a little bit of a little posh look, I guess you could call it. But I love layering. I could layer all day long on my layouts. Okay, so I'm going to put this all the way to the top. Okay, maybe it didn't quite square. I'll just cut it. Okay, so there's that. Now for the head, same thing. I use the same template. Use the top part, traced it, and just went just a little bit below and cut it. Okay. You guys can watch this on the replay later. So if you missed something. All right, so this one I'm going to put down just a little bit lower. Okay, here we go. All right. Now, let's do his face, his mouth. So this I just drew on. I kind of want a little crookedy smile and then his nose. And this one is actually this piece. And I drew it there, traced it. When I got to that point, I flipped it and drew the other side. So that's how you make his mouth. Okay, so just the bottom of the lily pad. And I'm gonna just kind of set that there for a minute. All right, now his eyes. If you have the tiny egg hunt, this is the egg, his eye, this part. And I'm gonna put the pointy side down. I was going to use googly eyes, but I didn't have big enough ones and it just didn't look right. And I'm thinking, I just need to use my templates, find something. And so I went through, these popped up and it was just perfect. Okay, so now for the black part, the little black pieces, I used the template from Tiny Egg Hunt and I used the little circle for the eye. Okay, let me get my glue. And we're going to put a dot there, a dot there. So one there. And one there. All right, now I can put his mouth on. And we're going to go right over top, just a little bit over top of those eyes. Okay. All right, now. Here's the fun part. This is from Tiny Plants. We get the piece out. Tiny Plants. Here we go. Okay, find the little piece. Tiny Plants is probably one of my favorite template kits that came out. Okay, so I'm using 3T of 10. Okay, and I cut some yellow ones that are going to be used here in the inside of the flower, but I use them to make the eyelashes. So you cut them out and I squared the tops off and then I just took my scissors and nipped some eyelashes. Okay, now we're going to glue these on. There's one. And there's two. And you can fluff them or you can take your quilling pin or your poker for like your die cuts or even just a little pencil and curl them. I just took my fingers and just did it that way. Okay, now the last piece here is from Tiny Wacky. It's the third one. And I cut out one light pink, and then I flipped it and cut out the second piece. Now, the reason I flipped it was because if I put two the same way side together, let's see if I can get that. If I put them side by side and I want to move them, it really wasn't very eye-pleasing. But when I flipped it, did one way and one the other, it kind of made a little flower like that, like the lily pad flower. Okay, I'm just going to do the bottom piece. Okay, and then again, I took the plant, the tiny plant, 3T of 10, and I made 3 little yellow pieces here. We'll use the glue. And then I'm going to stick them right in between the 2 pieces. And you can put them down however low you want or high, whatever you want to do. More glue. Sorry if my hands are in the way here. Okay, we got 2 in. And then the third one, we're going to put a little farther away. I'm not going to put it together because then it would be too uniform. It's okay to have things odd looking. All right, so that's that. Now, let's do this. We'll get it on. We'll do the last piece. Okay. I do want it to go over his mouth just a little bit, because I'm trying to hide where I cut the flat piece of this off. Okay. All right, so there's that one. And you could also, I could have run those little yellow pieces through a crimper or another embossing and made those texturized. That would give it another dimension. And then I'm going to take this piece and go right over the top. And that hides the bottom of the flower. And that is our frog on a lily pad using minimal, I got him stuck down there, using minimal templates. Whimsy, and that I know is still available. 1 of 3, Tiny Wacky, and plants, tiny plants, and the egg hunt. That's what I used. So I'm glad you like it, Becky. It's really cool. I tell you, you know, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but I bought this paper. It's Fern and Willard by Photoplay. It has the frogs on it. And I am in love with this paper. I don't know why, but I just had to have it. I haven't done anything, but all I know is I wanted a frog to go with the paper. And when I saw the template, it was just, that was it. That was my answer. So anyway, you guys can have fun with them. I'm going to post this guy on there too, so you'll have that. And if you guys have any more questions, let me know. Lisa, I guess, is not coming back. He might have got sidetracked. So you guys, like I said, you can message me and I will get answers for you. And watch for us again on another live. Oh, somebody's crying. This was just a show and tell tonight. So this is just a shorty. And I know you guys are probably enjoying family. I hope so right now. Oh, can we see Gracie? She's actually in her kennel. I'll post another picture of her and stuff, but she's a little hyper right now with Maggie out there. So you have that paper pack as well. I can see a froggy in my future. There you go, Daisy. Yes, I mean, this was my first attempt, guys. I didn't make another one. This is the original. So, but let me make sure there's no other comments in here that I missed. Hi, Nancy. You're never late. You're always on time. Oh, he just come back just as we're finishing up. So we're at New Mexico. Bonnie wants to know where we were at in Mexico.
New Mexico?
Yeah.
We stayed the night in Gallup. We went all the way across.
Gallup. Yeah,
we came in at Tulocoma or whatever it is on I-40, went all the way across.
I didn't tell them the story real quick about Gracie. So Gracie, as you know, we got in Iowa. She's been in Iowa. We took her on a couple trips, but they all had grass. We go to New Mexico, Arizona. There is no grass. The dog does not like to go to the bathroom on rocks. So anyway, we get to the hotel, and she doesn't like hotels, by the way. She'd rather be in her motorhome. But we went to this one hotel, and of course, no place to walk the dog except for rocks. And they even had a place on the rocks with the poo-poo bags and everything. That's where you take your dog. So Daddy gets in the truck, and we take her around, and we found this little school. And there was what we thought was grass. It looked like grass, and she thought it was grass. So she went to the bathroom. Next morning, we get up, and I'm walking her. I'm thinking, okay, so she's held it all night. She's really going to have to go. And so we go out, or I take her outside while he's finishing getting ready. And she does go pee on the rocks. But then she runs to the truck of the door of the truck and hopped up like, no, I cannot finish. You have to take me. So I get in the truck, and I took her back down to the school to do her business. She got out, did her business, got back in the truck.
And we pick it up.
Oh, yeah, we always pick it up. So, but anyway, yeah, we have a prissy dog. Oh, she loved the snow. It was her first time seeing snow.
Alice was no see Gracie.
Yeah, I already told her. I said she was in the kennel. It's not a good thing. She's real hyper right now.
But she's
so when am I having my next live or class? I'm not sure. I don't know if they've got February's posted yet or not. If there's an empty one in January that I can get in on, I'll try and do another one. I don't like to do them until the last minute. Make sure everybody else gets a chance to get in there too. I mean, I do them all if I could. I love to do the lives, and I love to teach. I am doing a class in January coming up here at the scrapbook store. So if you're in Cedar Rapids at Scrap Mania, I'll be there in January. Oh, Stacy, if you're still on, help me with the date because I can't get to my phone. So it's on the video here, but you can message me and I can give you the exact dates. But and if you're coming through, she has a wonderful retreat house. I was just there a couple weeks ago, and it's amazing. You can stay there cheaper than you can a hotel, and it's got all kinds of facilities and cropping areas and everything. Oh, we love you guys too.
And I see Las Cruces is where Bonnie's at. We come across I-10 coming back, going to San Antonio. I think we went even closer to Las Cruces.
So you guys know, if we do go this full-time route, we will be coming to your houses to crop. I mean, I'm going to have to
at least your areas. We'll come to your town. Yeah.
We'll meet somewhere.
I want to go back to Becky wants
the
to
name of the paper pack.
Since her internet speed is slow.
Which one? The one that I used tonight was a monthly kit club. It was Enjoy the Journey is what it was from.
She's reaching for it, but she will be posting all this too.
Yeah.
On her Kiwi site, and then you will.
Here it is. I laid it on the floor. It went under my chair. So this is the one I used for the very first one. Enjoy the Journey. I can lay those back out in case somebody missed them when they were coming on late. So there's part of it. So there's this one. This is the first one. That's with placemat number 3. And then grab the other one. Get a hold of it. And then this one is one I did with the placemat number 3, and I did 3 layers with it. And this is the template again. Placemat. And to layer it, you do the outside. You do each one of these individually to make the other layers like that. So
now Alice wants to know how many minimum to have at the Scrap Mania house.
I don't think you have to have a minimum.
But just Stacy could be the one to answer that.
If Stacy, if you're on, if you can answer that. But yeah, I know it does up to 9. So, and there's room to crop for 9. And I couldn't tell you prices or anything like that. But they can get you
they can follow.
Yeah, just call Scrap Mania and they'll get. I mean, Stacy has her number for it, but I don't know it off the top of my head.
So you already hit the frog and all that.
The frog is done. We are totally done. I mean,
Okay, well, we're going to get all this
right there.
posted.
Oh, and
we'll
this one,
have the information.
this is the other paper packet was Fern and Willard photo play. That's the one I'm going to use for the frog. So if you want to know what that one is. So
Fern and Willard.
Fern and Willard.
Looks like he's got fangs. Looks almost like the lower lip from way back. And it's got teeth that are pointing upwards. But anyway, I think we need to tell everybody they'll have a happy, safe, and healthy new year.
Yes.
Just protect yourself. And those of you from Kentucky and where the storm set, I mean, we had a lot of tornadoes in Iowa during that storm too, but not like you did in Kentucky. Just we'll be thinking of you, and anything that this whole community can do, you make sure you reach out to us. So, well, good, Annette. I'm glad you found it. Awesome. Well, you guys, you can message me anytime, 24/7. I do answer. You guys all have a happy new year, and we will see you in January. Just keep watching. I'll keep posting when we're live. All right, guys. Have a good evening. We love you.